Broncos country, NFL draft community, anybody that's tuning into this video on Alfred Collins, welcome in. My name's David. Sorry I've been gone the last few days, but I have a ton of draft content coming for you guys. Today, we're going to be taking a look at somebody who had a tremendous season, flew up the draft boards like crazy, Alfred Collins from Texas. Cut-ups that I've already finished today, you guys will be seeing here in a bit. This week will be guys like Luther Burden, another defensive tackle prospect, Deon Walker, who I think is really, really interesting as well. So y'all be sure, smash that like, subscribe, and also go subscribe to my friends, Marquee Sports, Broncos Hub, and Kodiak Broncos Podcast. They're in the description. They're great friends, and they deserve way more followers than what I have. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started, guys. You might wonder, okay, if you're a Broncos fan, you know, DJ Jones, he's up for a new contract, UFA, unrestricted free agent. We'll see what happens. But Alfred Collins, he's going to be an option for a lot of teams there in the second round. Right now, PFF has him ranked as their 65th overall prospect. So that puts him right at the edge of the end of the second round, early third round. But I think he's going to continue to fly up the boards right ahead of Deon Walker, who I think is going to be another option for not only a lot of teams, but the Denver Broncos. Alfred Collins, he only had like 1 year of starting experience, which is kind of interesting. You know, Tavondre Sweat and Byron Murphy were at Texas. And so he was behind those guys for most of his career, but with them gone to the NFL this past year, you saw now that he was fantastic. We'll dive into the film here in a bit, but as you can see here, I mean, generated a great grade here at 87.2, pass rush grade 69.8, run defense grade 85, pass rush win rate 7.3, run stop rate 7.4%. So that's great. And true pass rush grade, that's really interesting, 77.8. So you guys are going to love this guy. I think he's very well rounded. A guy that you guys have brought up a lot that I am very interested is Deon Walker. I think that he might be a little bit better or more of a finished product than Deon Walker. However, Alfred Collins is like a little over 23 years old. Deon Walker hasn't even turned 21 yet. And so it's going to be important to keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and get started with the film room, guys. Want to make sure you guys can see this. Join the chat for any questions that you might have. And let's go ahead and get started checking out some Alfred Collins. So I'm going to hop around here to maybe 10 plays or so just to show off what he brings to the table. Let's actually start here towards the end of the game against Georgia. Really, really love to see this at the 9:30 mark. Showing some pass rush chops and also is responsible for this batted ball here. So again, you can see Alfred Collins right over here. We'll go ahead and run it. And just continues to keep the feet moving, gets his hands up. Thought that he did a really great job here. We'll watch it again and then get the end zone view. But moving his hands around, making sure that 53 is not, getting any hands on him long term. And then it shows the ability to get outside. And then I love to see the celebration at the end with that. You know, he's pumped up about it. He's a guy that can kind of line up all throughout the line. You know, he's somebody that can play that nose tackle position. He's somebody that can kick a little bit more outside, maybe into a John Franklin Myers or Zach Allen type of position. It's like a 3-4 defensive end. Really love that. But let's see how he split the double team here at the 8-10 mark. Really love this in the run defense. So you can see him here. Now he's a little bit more inside. Watch how he splits this double team. Thing of beauty. Man, just continues to work. Good positioning right there. You'll see it right there. Just splits the double team and tackles a really elusive back in Trevor Etienne right there. Somebody that is going to be able to make disruptive plays in both the run and the pass. Get there in the backfield. Just shows you his strength. I mean, this is really impressive stuff. Being able to split that double team like that. You love to see it. Let's go ahead and move on to the 8:47 mark. This was another run stop that I had here. I was like, notice a little here. Just totally rips away from that right tackle, 73, blows up the play. Just grabs and rips. And he's got a handful of moves. You know, he can swim. His spin move needs some work. Maybe I'll show that at the end, but he can rip. He's got a great bull rush. But yeah, the pad level, I mean, is able to get good leverage there and just blow that play up. We'll watch it one more time. He just dominates 73. And you know, Georgia, they're filled with a bunch of guys on the line that will be in the NFL. So, I mean, he throws that guy off of his feet, 73. Just really, really impressive. Let's go ahead and watch it from this angle one more time. Boom. Airborne. Airborne coming in and making the stop. Love it. Let's go to the 7:45 mark here. Bear with me, guys. All right, here we are. Could see him right over here, kind of lined up a little outside the shoulder of the left guard. Watch his pass rush. Whoops. Helps collapse that pocket. Carson Beck has to roll out. Interception, incompletion. We'll watch it again. Helps collapse that pocket. Not totally responsible for that play, obviously, but does help with it. Let's see here. This is an interesting one. Let's go to the 16:38 mark here. I think you guys will like this one. Okay. See again, lined up against the right guard. And again, nice little rip. You know, he kind of gets put out of position at first on that snap, and then he's able to come back inside and make the play. He's able to throw 73 off of him enough to come and make that play on Trevor Etienne, close that gap. I think he does close distance very, very well. And notice, I mean, it's a one-arm tackle. He's just able to get his one arm out there, and that's enough to help bring Etienne to a stop with the help of 33, of course, coming around the other edge. Hey, you want to see him in pass coverage or pass pursuit? Hey, check out his pursuit here with the bubble screen at the 10:50 mark. I think you guys will be intrigued by this one. Okay, there, lined up on the interior. Boom. Identifies that play, gets over very, very quickly, and it's a medium gain for what could have been a very big gain. But yeah, identifies that very quickly, and again, shows his quickness and speed in short space. Boom. Now it does go for a first down, but again, that thing is limited. It could have been a big time play. Yeah. I like how he is an open field, man. No doubt about it. Let's go to the 16:07 mark. Some more pass rush work. Just completely blows this play up. He kind of gets stuck after Carson Beck decides to turn back the opposite direction, but it ended on Collins, and it was over. It was over from the get go. He might be 6'3", I think, 320 pounds, but just because he's 320 pounds does not mean he can't move. He can get downhill, I think, very, very well for his size, and I think he shows plus athleticism for his size at the position as well. Let's go to the 15:45 mark. You'll see him kind of make a nice little run stuff here, kind of playing the defensive end here. So and just holds that edge real, real nice. Yeah, that he just handles that tight end. Speaking of which, you'll see it here. They just put a tight end on him, and he's able to bully through that and make the run stop. Let's go to the 17:50 mark. This was one of my favorite plays as well. See him there on the inside. Crunch time. And just helps blow up this play on a 4th and 1. Georgia ends up turning it over. Look at the penetration. Yes. Yeah, he's just able to hold that lineman, allow that linebacker to come in there and make plays, and that's what the best interior guys they're known for, is kind of giving their linebackers assists. He holds his ground here very, very well and then gets in. Yeah, I mean, that's Alfred Collins. I think you can see I think a very, very well-rounded defensive tackle. Let's take a look at this as well. He can kind of run as a pick for different stunts and twists. You'll be able to see this here at the 155 mark. So, yeah, he can just move offensive linemen out the way. Look, he just gets in the way, completely bullies those guys over to the right side. You'll see it again here, coming across 53, 55. Again, I think both him, Deion Walker, there's a handful of guys I think that can do that very, very well. And let's take a look at the spin move. I think he can develop it, right? You'll see it here, one of the first plays of the game. But hey, he tried it. He's facing a little bit of a double team. Doesn't exactly look like Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware out there, but that's okay. That's okay. I think he can work on it. Now, Deion Walker's spin move, I think that is a true weapon that he has. But yeah, I think Deion Walker, Alfred Collins, these guys are going to be drafted well around the same spot. Again, some of these guys, both of them, they offer different strengths and areas of improvement, but Alfred Collins is somebody that I would just be thrilled with. I know that talking from a Broncos fan perspective, of course, we want to go after a lot of the guys on offense. That's, I understand. But this is the draft where you can get some very, very good defensive players. And if we choose to use one of our premium picks on an interior player on the defensive side, I think that's a pick very well spent. Because again, it's not like these athletes from the defensive interior grow on trees. No. Again, Alfred Collins, great measurables. He's 6'5", 320 pounds. Deion Walker, 6'6", 345. But I think that he's a tremendous athlete. And if you have the opportunity to get a plus athlete at that size for a position, I think that's really, really hard to fill. Yeah, you got to take it. I mean, we might have the opportunity to also draft a guy like Kenneth Grant there if he falls to the Broncos at 20. He is right now rated the 19th overall player and the, let's see, second overall defensive tackle in this year's class on PFF. So, yeah, guys, again, the offensive stuff, it's always very, very exciting. But Tyleik Williams is another one. I'll be doing film reviews on all these guys. There's some really good defensive line talent in this draft. And I think definitely with some of the contracts that we have coming up, expiring over the next year or two, it's going to be important that we have a true anchor in the middle of the line that can complement our wonderful edge room. And again, somebody like Zach Allen, who's an all pro talent there at defensive end. So, with that being said, I'll get to a few of your comments, but yeah, I would love Alfred Collins in the second round. I think we got pick 54 or something like that in the second round. That would be awesome. But there's going to be a lot of great guys to take. Running back, there's going to be tight ends. There's obviously there's going to be some wide receivers. But I don't know. I think the more that I get into this, the less and less excited I get about drafting a wide receiver high in this draft. We'll see how it all plays out. And David, good evening. Hope you're doing well. Paul, how are you doing? David, are you following me around? I didn't know if I was following you around. I don't think so. You're following me around. You got to follow my friends too. Kodiak Broncos podcast, Marquee Sports, and Broncos Hub. I think Broncos Hub and I, Strez, we're going to be getting together on Thursday, talking everything NFL draft running backs. He's a big Ohio State fan. Congratulations to them. So he'll be able to speak very in depth on Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson's fit for Sean Payton's offense. A lot of great running backs in this class. And it's great. Our draft needs are pretty much set for free agency and draft not a ton of needs either. Nope. And I think that Marquee Sports has brought this up in some of his videos as well as Kodiak. But yeah, George Payton has done a really good job of kind of filling most needs in free agency to where you're not coming into free agency with any serious hole. So again, you don't want to give away what you're going to be doing in the draft. So let's say like we never signed a tight end. We just got the same tight end group we got right now coming back. I think teams are going to expect us to use a pick high at tight end, and it might result in us getting sniped from somebody that we really like, whether it's Tyler Warren or Colston Loveland or Gunnar Helm or Mason Taylor, some of these guys. So it's going to be interesting to see how we address these positions from a free agency perspective. I think one area where I differ with most of my content creator friends on here is that I think you might see us re-sign DJ Jones. Right now, I'm more of a fan of it than not, but there could be some bargain defensive tackles that we could bring in. I think that maybe could give you, 75% of DJ Jones right now, and maybe you wouldn't have to shell out $10 million for that to happen. So it's going to be fun to see how free agency is handled by the Broncos. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I want to let you know Marquee Sports has a live stream here starting at 6:30 Mountain Time. So that's here in 40 minutes. Y'all be sure to check that out. I think he's actually going to be doing some film review stuff, which is going to be fun. So does a tremendous job. Go tune into him. I will be back tomorrow. Let me know in the comments on the replay if you want me to do Luther Burden next, or if you want me to do Deion Walker. I'm going to try and touch most of the top 200 guys or so with at least one film room before April's draft. So guys, thank you so much. Smash that like on the way out. Go Broncos.